Hey guys, welcome back to another interview here on Toned In Entertainment. Today I am joined by the American Bombshell, Dani Grey.
Hi, nice to meet you guys.
Well, nice to meet you. We just met 30 seconds ago, and we're doing an interview.
Yes, we are.
Well, thank you so much for your time. We're here in Tampa, Florida, at Generation Championship Wrestling's big Mania weekend. It's kind of crazy here.
This is a great opportunity for me, and I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, who are you wrestling tonight on the card?
I am managing tonight, actually.
You're managing.
For Jace Carr. We are the main event tonight.
Okay. So no wrestling tonight?
No wrestling tonight.
No. Now, we talked earlier, and you said that, you are very into fitness, and you own your own place?
Yes. So I'm an online fitness coach. My business is Train Like a Bombshell. I actually went through my own fitness journey where I lost over 100 pounds, which has inspired me not only to wrestle, but to help other people. That's my main goal with everything, not just wrestling, but to help other people and encourage other people to be the best version of themselves.
So how'd you go about losing, you think 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 100 pounds?
Yeah, so my highest weight was 225 pounds. I gained a lot of weight when I was pregnant with my second child, and it kind of just stayed on that second time for a long time. And it was just one day I woke up and I was really unhappy and I felt lazy, and the most important thing to me is my kids, and I want to be the best mom that I can be. So I kind of woke up that day and just something hit me where you kind of reach rock bottom, and at that point you got to do something. So when I hit that point, I just started working as hard as I possibly could to get to the point that I am at now.
What were some of the things that you did in order to get that way?
So I actually did a program, I want to say it was about 4 years ago now. I applied where you sent in a video, and I was picked one of 3 people to do a transformation program that was in Muscle and Fitness magazine. At the time, I was working with BPI Sports, and my trainer was actually the co-owner of that company at the time. So I actually trained with him for a full 60 days, which was that's where I hit my main goal of losing all of the weight.
Is BPI Sports, is that the same company that makes these supplements as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do like their supplements.
Yeah.
I like to take a pre-workout, from I do like their products.
Yep.
Now, when you're not wrestling, what are some of the things you like to do for fun?
Me and the kids fish. We're really big into fishing. Okay. So to be in Tampa right now without them is really hard for me because I see all these people around here fishing and on their boats, and I would just love for them to be here and for me to just be out on the water.
Yeah, because if you look right out the window, we're looking at a lake right there. You can take your fishing pole out there.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys pier fish or do you boat fish?
So this summer, I want to take them deep sea fishing. That's that's the biggest goal I have for the summer, to go somewhere to do that. But right now I live in Pittsburgh, PA. Okay. So we just do the rivers there. Right now is trout season, so we're going to new creeks up there to catch trout. But last summer we did travel a lot just to fish. But I have not fished on the ocean yet. So
Okay. Yeah, because Pittsburgh's a little bit in from the ocean.
It is, yeah. The closest beach I want to say is 7 hours to the ocean from us. So
my parents were Pittsburgh people, both of them, so I'm familiar with the area. I used to go to Pennsylvania as a kid every summer. That was my spot, was Pittsburgh.
Yep, I was born and raised.
Born and raised. I was there when Three Rivers was there, and now it's Heinz Field. And I'm still a Steelers fan to this day.
Steelers fan for life.
Steelers fan for life. My dad embedded it in me.
Yeah.
Now, do you go to any of the sporting events out there?
Yeah, with COVID going on, unfortunately, it's been rough, especially last year. But the Pirates Stadium and Heinz Field are 15 minutes from where I live. So downtown Pittsburgh is our thing. You could walk the North Shore down there, and the stadium's all right on the river there. So we go all the time.
Okay, can you explain to people what it's like to be a Pittsburgh sports fan?
Well, there's no other teams. It is what it is.
It really is. It is. There's something about the magic in that stadium, with the towels going around and the energy.
And I was raised that way. I don't know any other way.
You don't know any other way.
You hate the Browns. You hate the Ravens.
You do?
You hate the Flyers because Pittsburgh Penguins.
Right.
And that's all I know.
Right. That's all you know. No, I grew up watching Barry Bonds and Andy Van Slyke and those guys with the Pirates and Mario Lemieux with the Penguins. And Steelers have just been awesome throughout.
Yeah.
Pretty much, they are the franchise in the NFL. Not the Cowboys. It's the Steelers.
Yeah.
Now, you've gotten into great shape, so I'm sure you're eating healthy all the time, or at least the majority of the time.
I try to.
You try to. Now, when you leave here, are you going to have that cheat meal?
So I definitely like to set an example for my clients. You know, I want to be the best me. I'll tell you what though, we drove 15 hours from Pittsburgh to get here, so road trips are not easy. I do have my boyfriend with me, and he's prepping for a bodybuilding show. So we prep meals to get here, like, so we didn't have to go out to restaurants and everything. However, I definitely will be eating junk food on the way home.
Okay.
So.
Is there anything particular that you're really craving right now?
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids. Hey,
Yes.
Everybody has their vices,
Yeah,
right?
that's my thing.
Right? Can you eat like an entire bag of Sour Patch Kids
Yeah,
at
a
one
whole
time?
5-pound bag of Sour
A
Patch
five?
Kids.
And your stomach is
Yeah.
okay after that?
I mean, it's probably not okay, but when you're doing it, you don't realize how much you eat.
So Sour Patch Kids is like your guilty pleasure
Yeah,
then?
that's my thing.
Have you tried? I saw there was like a cereal too, of Sour Patch Kids.
So they have like ice cream,
They do?
and cereal, and they just don't taste the same.
It's not the same, right?
No, it's not the same.
Yeah, I see everybody doing these like YouTube videos, and they're like, I'm like,
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
not the same.
Like, just have the real thing, right? Like, if you're gonna have the calories and the sugar,
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Exactly.
Now, what advice would you give to people who have been thinking about trying to get back into that shape? You know, probably I've put on some COVID pounds. I'm sure everybody's put on some COVID pounds. What advice would you give to somebody who's watching this and says, you know what? They're just looking for that little spark to get back into shape.
I would say that you have to have a plan. I mean, my motivation and my most important thing has always been my kids. So no matter what, I want to live healthy for them. But you have to do it for you, for no other reason but for you. Like, you want to be healthy for you. And then have a plan to get it ready to go. Because if you don't have a plan, you will always fail. When it comes to the food prep, when it comes to anything on your fitness journey, have a plan.
Now, you said you do online training.
I do.
So nothing in person then? Is it just online?
Everything's online. I have my own fitness app, Train Like a Bombshell. So if you're my client, I send you a personal link. You download the app, whether it's like Apple phone, Droid, whatever. You download the app, and we track everything on there.
So I'm sure with, the pandemic, it's probably been pretty
Poppin'.
popping, right?
Yeah.
Some businesses are hurting and
Yeah.
some are popping.
And actually, with the fitness stuff, most people struggle the most with their nutrition. So it is very helpful being online and tracking everything and letting a coach see like what you're actually putting in your body, so they can actually help you do what you want to accomplish. Because most people hit plateaus and they're not sure what they're doing wrong. It's very important to have a coach so they can watch everything you're doing, and that's how they help you.
Right. Because the fun stuff is the kettlebells, the medicine balls.
Yeah, I mean, most people love their workouts. I mean, my clients kill their workouts. It's always the food.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it definitely. A good coach can know when somebody's not following their diet.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't try to play it over.
Yeah.
A good coach will be like, wait a minute. You've been working out like a maniac, but you're not losing those pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there anything else that we should know that you have coming up here in the future?
2 weeks from now, I will be in New Jersey for the Intergender Bonanza.
Okay.
That's on April 24th. So I'm really excited about that. This is my second Intergender up there in New Jersey, and it's always the funnest show I'm a part of. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I'm really trying to stay at my local promotion, IWC, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's where I trained, so it's about 10 minutes from me where the training facility and everything is, and I still am going to those practices on a weekly basis. So it's just important to me. Like, the home stuff is important to me, so I want to do a lot more local things.
Okay. Who were some of your influences to get into professional wrestling?
Oh man, this is always the question.
It is always a question. We want to know, who are some of your influences?
My favorite wrestler is The Rock.
Okay.
That's because he does so much more than wrestling.
Okay.
So what I actually went to college for was music theater. I love singing, dancing, acting, doing all that. Kind of funny links into wrestling because it's a lot of all of that.
It's entertainment.
I haven't found a way to put singing into my gimmick yet.
Okay.
But I feel like that could be coming. But honestly, like, I took my boys to Royal Rumble when it was in Philadelphia, and I was sitting there and I was like, man, I could do this.
Okay.
And it kind of was just like an instant hit for me that I went home that night and I just started looking up wrestling schools around me.
Wow.
So it wasn't even like something I wanted to do my whole life. It was like kind of like a cool twist to my life where I played sports my whole life. I played soccer. I actually did wrestling a year in high school. I was the only girl. And I played softball my whole life. So it was like me being an athlete and the theater stuff all mixed into one with wrestling.
Was there like a particular match that stood out from that night?
So that was when Ronda Rousey debuted at the very end.
Okay.
When she started her run with WWE.
Okay.
So just the environment of being in that building kind of was like explosive for me.
Right. Are you a Ronda Rousey fan?
I am.
Yes.
Yes. UFC fan in general, but Ronda Rousey, yes.
We are huge Ronda Rousey fans.
Yes.
At our home, my fiance loves Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
It was actually the reason we started watching wrestling again. After I had taken a hiatus, she said, you know what? Ronda Rousey's on this WWE. Can we check it out?
Yeah.
Started from there, got back in. Then it was really the independent scene that brought me back, but it was Ronda Rousey that really lit that fire.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to ask everybody this one question while we're here today, because we are at an independent show. What are people missing out if they're not coming to shows locally?
Honestly, for me, I would say before I started training, I didn't even know independent wrestling existed.
A lot of people don't.
No idea. No idea. Meanwhile, there's like these shows 15 minutes from my house that are amazing. The talent that are in these independent shows are amazing. And if you're contracted and you're on TV, that's the goal for a lot of wrestlers. But like, that's not my whole goal for wrestling either. My goal is just to inspire and motivate other people. So when I take my kids to these events, they're so personal. Like they get to meet everybody that's there, and people by first name basis, and it's just like it brings wrestling to life to be at an independent event.
Right. That's what people don't understand, like the energy, what people are putting themselves through out there. Like, a lot of times, sometimes on TV, maybe they phone it in, but an independent show, everybody is looking for that break. So you're going to get them putting it on their all because they never know who's watching.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely the thing that got me back into wrestling was going to an independent show.
Yeah, I love independent shows.
They're so awesome, yes. They're so much fun. And that's also what I love about the wrestling community in general, is that there's hundreds of people here today, back here, and everybody is so cool, so welcoming. Like, everybody's got their own egos, of course, in their own way, but everybody checks them and is really cool.
Yes, I agree.
So where can people look you up?
So Instagram is at The American Bombshell, and Facebook it's just Dani Grey. So I have a personal account and an athlete account, but everybody follows my personal account because I kind of just share from there. So.
Okay. Well, follow The American Bombshell, Dani Grey, on all those platforms, and if you're looking for a little fitness boost, hit you up as well.
Hire me up, yep.
There we go. So guys, if you like interviews like this with Dani Grey, make sure you stay tuned in here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos. Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.